Alan, where's your paper?
Oh, there's some on the bottom, I'm sure. I'm sure there's something there, isn't there? You can find them somewhere. Take out those pre-tests, please. You will have plenty of time to finish at the end.
Oh, yeah.
Here you go, 11A. And once again, before we start, ladies and gentlemen, I struggle with the concept that, like on the last quiz I gave you, so many of you can miss so many and then not have any questions. So, do I have a question, Bromlin and Nolan? What's going on? Why are people talking while I'm talking? Sure. Here we go. Number one. Nope. Correction. Correct dyno. 2 dyno and self be true. Number one should be 1600. I'm sorry, is that the wrong one? Oh, wait a minute. Sorry. I grabbed the wrong book. Let's try again with the real one. Number one. Number one. How about 25.12? Is that the one?
Yes.
Now we're on track for a home run here. 25.12. Number two should be 0.0375. 0.0375. Number three is 88. 3 is 88. 4 is 400 square millimeters. 480 square millimeters. 480 square millimeters. 5 is 6/5, 6/5. 6/5. 6 is 15. 6 is 15. 7, 2.3. 2.3. 8 is equal to. 8 is equal to. 9 should be 80.08. 80.08. 10 is 2.9. 2.9. 11 is 5 1/3. 5 1/3. 12 is 1 2/3. 1 2/3. 13 is 1/6. 1/6. 14 is 2/3. 2/3. 15 is 0.0375. 0.0375. 16 is also 0.0375. 0.0375. 17 is 10. 17 is 10. 18 is 7/8. 7/8. 19 is 6/7. 6/7. And number 20, 3.7. 3.7. Maddie Bath. 4 was 480 square millimeters. 6 is 15. Miley. 2 should be 0.0375. Alice. 5 is 6/5, 6/5. Addie. Let me do these answers and then we'll talk. 15. Will.
For number 20.
Number who?
20. I put 3 and 7 times.
What is the question for problem number 20?
Which decimal number is like 0?
So, did you put a decimal, sir?
No, I put it down.
I'm sorry, what?
I put the
So would that be right?
No.
That is correct. Any other questions over answers before we go to how do you do? Dominic?
I don't get.
Wait. I said any questions over what answers were first before how do we do something, or why did I not get this right? Myra? Number 5 was 6/5. Nathan? 6 was 15. All right, now back. Starting with Addie. Which one?
How do you do 15?
Problem number 15. If you missed problem number 15, ladies and gentlemen, I will again tell you this. If you struggled with this, you should not, because this is one of the very few times this is mental math. Why? Simply because of this. It is 3. Yeah. Change this to something a little more. This is 3.75 divided by what is 10 times 10, 80? 100. And anytime you're multiplying or dividing by 10, 100, 1,000, a 1 with zeros, you don't want to show any work because you don't need to, because when you divide by 100, 2 zeros means you're going to move the decimal back 2 places. This number is going to become 2 smaller, so it ends up going 1, 2. So your answer is 0.0375. Same thing if it was multiplying by 100, you just move the decimal to the right. You will get way mixed up if you start doing that. Dominic, yours was which one?
19.
Problem number 19. Oh, boy. Here somewhere. What's the deal when you have that sort of a problem? There is, if you have the same factor on top, you can cross it off with the exact same, have we done this before? Exact same factor on the bottom. So if you see a 2 on the top and a 2 on the bottom, they will cross off, 1 for 1. There's no other 2 on the bottom to cross off, so you can't cross that one off. But this 2 or this 3 and that 3 can cross off. Again, there's not another 3 on the bottom, so that doesn't, this 5 and that 5 crosses off. If you're left with factors, you need to then remultiply them. So you end up with 2 times 3, which is 6/7. If everything would cross off on the top, John Schobert, what if this 2 and this 3 would have crossed off on top? Would I have something on top left? It would be a 1. If everything on the bottom crosses off, it's still a 1, but we don't put things over 1, so you can just leave the top. It'd just be a whole number. Miley. 14. I will find it eventually. 12 and 13 and 14. So the question I'd ask, Miley, what is the rule when you have a missing number? What's the first thing you're supposed to do? That is incorrect. This is a missing number problem. The first thing you're supposed to do is Sylvia?
Think
Think of an easy problem. What am I going to do to solve this? Am I gonna add, subtract, multiply, or divide? So I would just simply go, oh, let's see, 6 plus 2 is 8. If I'm missing the first number here, if I was missing this 6, what do I do with these two to get 6? Subtract. And which one are you subtracting? You're subtracting this from that. So you're gonna subtract this from that. So it's 1 1/3 minus 2/3. Now Miley would be the common denominator thing, but they already are common denominators. So you just have to do the subtracting, but you run into a little snag here because you can't take 2/3 away from 1/3. So now you have to borrow. This becomes a 0. What's my new top number, Miley? 4, because you add these two together to get your new top number. So 2/3 from 4/3 is 2/3.
Oh, okay.
Eli,
I have a question. For number 16.
for number 16, let me find it before you ask it. Yep.
For my answer, I put.
Do I need to,
0.0375.
you put what?
Had 2 zeros before the decimal.
Well, that would not work. Okay, let me do this problem for you again. If you look at your little sheet on when you divide decimals by decimals, okay, we can have decimals here, but we're not allowed to have decimals in your divisor. That's if you look at your little sheet where it says over, over, up, you need to get rid of this decimal by moving it over here. And whatever you moved over here, you have to move over here. So then that would go straight up from there. You must keep this organized, I guess. 4 doesn't go into anything here, but after this decimal, 4 doesn't go into that 1. You do need to put a 0 there to take up the spot. It's only going to be 1 0. Because this is before the decimal, this is before the decimal. You don't need to put anything there. You can put something there, that's what I had.
Yeah, that's what I like.
Oh, you said you had 2 decimals before, 2 zeros before the decimal. You can put one that really, when have you ever seen a number that looks like this? Yeah, this one's okay, don't put 2 of them in there. And then if finishing this up, you get a 3 there, that's 12. And you keep adding zeros till it works out. Remember with decimals, you never get remainders, so you have to keep adding zeros till it works out. 4 goes into 37 times. At some point, it's gonna work out. 4 goes into 25 times. 75. Gotta be a couple more out there, no? That sums up the whole kit and or caboodle. Lainey Russell, nothing since you've only been here like one day in the last 6 months. What did you have? Stomach flu?
I just had a fever. Like I was really tired when I was supposed to go back to school. And the mom was like, I'm sure, but I had fever for like forever, and it was like 105.8.
You did not. Mrs. Smiley, can you have a fever of 105.8?
I got 107.
Mrs. What?
No, 105. I promise.
I think there's
I get really high. I get really
Well,
high fevers.
I thought you were only allowed to get to 106, right? Isn't it? Were you in the hospital at that point? Because I think once you get past,
My mom was gonna take me, but I'm like, I got my fever down bad.
did he put you in a tub of ice cubes or something?
No, he gave me 2 medicine at a time with 6 euros.
To what?
And then he
Probably
put,
ibuprofen and a few minutes.
no, it was Advil and, yeah, then
Don't doubt Mrs. Smiley. She is a walking medicine cabinet.
And then, I was in front of a fan.
Did you ever go to the doctor ever?
No. My mom wanted to take me, but I didn't.
Now we have the nail salon.
Oh, yeah. Well, tell us the nail salon story. Everybody's heard it.
All the
Raise your hand if you believe Lainey. Yup, one person. Any other math questions before I get you your stuff to do there? No? All right, let me stop this crazy line. All right, so I got a test note, and then if you go to classroom, there is an IXL. I can use.
Yeah.